Hello and thank you for joining us. We here at St Basil's Theological College receive questions every day about different theological matters. Let's hear from the headmaster the question of the day and his answer.
The question for today is, can you explain about the stigmata? The term stigmata is used to describe a rare mystical phenomenon in which some or all of the 5 wounds linked with Christ's crucifixion are miraculously imprinted on the physical body of the mystic. The marks of the stigmata usually come only to an individual who is already a great mystic and who also has a great devotion to and often meditates upon the suffering of Christ during the crucifixion. Although there have been cases when fraud has been suspected, the physical reality of the stigmata in others has been well attested even in modern times. In general, the stigmata is a phenomenon recognised mainly within the Catholic churches, though some Orthodox mystics are also said to have received it. It can take the form of open wounds that sometimes bleed, as well as scars or pains in the relevant areas without any external marks. They appear on the hands or wrists, the feet, the side, and sometimes the head, where they seem to reflect wounds made by the crown of thorns. Usually all these wounds are quite painful, even when they're not physically visible, and the mystic accepts the pain willingly as part of his or her service to God. The word stigmata is the plural of the Greek stigma, meaning a mark or a brand. And St Paul, himself a great mystic, is probably the first person recorded to have received it. In Galatians 6:17 he says, "I have received in my body the stigmata of the Lord Jesus." This passage is obviously fairly explicit, but the point is obscured in most English Bibles because instead of using the original Greek word stigmata, translators usually render the word as marks. Since the time of St Paul, many other saints who are also mystics have received such marks of divine favour in their physical bodies. Not all of those who claim to have had the experience have been acknowledged as genuine, but many have. The majority are women, and as St Mariam Theresa, 1876 to 1926. She was a member of the Indian Syro-Malabar Church, from which we derive our orders, and the founder of a religious congregation of nuns who received frequent visions and ecstasies and also received the stigmata, though like most stigmatists, she always sought to keep that fact hidden from the world. St Francis of Assisi, 1181 to 1225, St Catherine of Siena, 1337 to 1380, and St Padre Pio, 1887 to 1968, are probably the best known stigmatists, with the last name being particularly significant. He was given special papal permission to wear gloves when celebrating Mass, because otherwise the wounds in his hands would bleed. And in the mid-20th century he was examined by several doctors who recognised that there was little doubt that his stigmata was genuine and had no medical cause. Like all mystical phenomena, the stigmata is very much a mixed blessing. Many great saints have not received it. Many more have never trodden the mystic path at all. But if we ever have the privilege of meeting a stigmatist, we will never forget it.
I hope that helps you on the path you have before you. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button. If you have any more questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you wish to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Hope to see you again.